I am now honored and delighted to be playing the role of the emoji poop. In
Well, the Emoji Movie's here. Apparently it's what we all wanted, and now we got it. It's here. It's got a 9 on Metacritic as of right now, and it's probably not going to get much better. So, what's the deal with all these movies coming out in 2017 that apparently nobody wants to fucking see? Alright, like I said, the Emoji Movie, it's out. It's going to flop. Why did they make this movie? Obviously, there's a handful of studio execs that go, hey, what are the kids into now? We did Angry Birds. What else can we do? Oh, they love texting. They love emojis. I'm willing to even bet that they probably focus group this and they're like, hey, would you pay $10 to go see an Emoji Movie? And obviously, people in that focus group said yes, but it's just not really going to happen. It's not going to be a hit movie. It's already getting panned critically, and audiences aren't particularly liking it either. As soon as I saw that it was a thing, I thought it was a meme. I thought it was just a joke because it's such a dumb idea. But that said, I noticed that there's a lot of movies like that coming out between now and the end of the year. So I want to talk about some of them and why they even exist, because it's not for good reasons, obviously. While I am excited about a couple of upcoming movies, there aren't many. In fact, there's more movies that really baffle me as to why they even exist. So to start this video off, I want to talk about a movie called Pilgrimage. They've just recently started releasing trailers and stuff for this movie, and I was immediately suspicious as soon as I saw them. The trailer actually looks pretty good, but the reason I was suspicious is it features Tom Holland, who is like the hottest thing this summer. He's the new Spider-Man. He's top trending on everything. And then I see him like playing like a monk in a fairly small like secondary or tertiary role in this movie where like the next biggest person is John Barenthal, which I like him, but he's kind of become a character actor. He's not really a big movie star. So what's the deal with the like biggest movie star, one of the biggest movie stars of the year being in this movie? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Well, I suspected that they probably filmed it and for whatever reason didn't release it. My thought would be that it was a shit movie and it wasn't going to make any money and it wasn't worth putting the extra money behind it to market it. That was my theory. Well, I looked up when did they film this movie. It was filmed over 2 years ago. It was well before Tom Holland was a name, before his Spider-Man role was even announced. And so they filmed it then. It obviously didn't really pan out. And now they're just trying to capitalize on his fame. And it'll probably work. There'll be a bunch of teenagers that loved him in Spider-Man that go to see this movie, and he's not going to be as charismatic. There's no way. He wasn't Spider-Man at the time. He wasn't famous at the time. It might be a decent movie, but odds are, because they didn't release it when they originally filmed it, it's just a shit movie that they're trying to pass off now as something because it's got somebody that's suddenly famous in it. And then you might say, well, maybe they knew he was going to be Spider-Man by the time they finished filming and they wanted to wait. Yeah, you could make that argument, but this type of thing does happen a lot where a movie gets filmed and the marketing budget required is significantly higher than the budget for the film or equals the budget for the film. Potentially, it's cheaper for the studio to shelve a project like this than to just push it out and spend all those marketing dollars. Unless one of the actors in it suddenly becomes super famous, then they say, oh, we know a certain percentage of his fans are going to go buy tickets. Let's put some marketing dollars behind it. His Spider-Man feature debut being immediately dovetailed with this Pilgrimage movie that nobody wants to fucking see.
What do you want from me? I just want to be best friends. Forever.
Alright, and every year there's really shitty horror movies. It's nothing new, but just on the horizon, we got two. I'll put money on it. Polaroid and Friend Request. Alright, neither of these movies really have anything going for them. It looks like the same thing, repackaged, and they're trying to just like the Emoji Movie, they're trying to capitalize on whatever's trending. The studios know a certain number of teenagers are going to go see a movie on Friday night because their parents drop them off at the theater, they look on the marquee, and they go, oh, Polaroid's PG-13 and looks scary, let's go see that. And they're not even going to pay attention to it. They're going to be making out in the movie, and they're simply pushing something out there so that those tickets can be sold. And then some people, unfortunately, get fooled into, oh, well, that might be kind of cool. I used to love Polaroids, or I want to see it. I hadn't seen a scary movie in a while. They'll get sucked into it and they'll waste not only the $10 a ticket, but they'll waste their Friday night or Saturday night or whatever it is. So don't fall into that trap. These movies are obviously garbage. Oh my God. All right. I forgot this one was on my list. This one. So in case you didn't know, there's a movie about 9/11 coming out called 9/11, starring Whoopi Goldberg and Charlie Sheen. I almost don't even need to go into detail about this, but there's a couple of reasons I'm upset about this. One, it is the biggest tragedy in American history, okay? There's been a couple of movies about it already. None of them have been good. They've been kind of focused. At some point, there will be a big movie about it, and hopefully it's not Pearl Harbor level of a fuck-up of a movie like that. But they're going to do one with Whoopi Goldberg, the host of The View. Now, before I hate on Whoopi too much, she has had a decent film career. She was in a couple of good movies. I mean, it's not like she's not an actress, but she's certainly not relevant, and she's certainly, I would be willing to bet, not on her game, especially since she agreed to do a movie with Charlie Sheen, which, what? Who made this decision? Oh, I know one of the people. It's the director of National Lampoons Cattle Call. Yep. The director of National Lampoons Cattle Call, whatever the fuck that is directing a movie called 9/11, about 9/11, starring Charlie Sheen, and it comes out this year. Let's not just make a shitty movie that takes place and totally disrespects, all the people that died. But let's not just do that. Let's name it after the thing that we all call that tragedy. Let's do that. That way, we capitalize on it a little bit more. It's not vague about what it's about, and everybody knows that this movie is about 9/11. We don't want anybody to be mistaken, because that's the only way we're going to get people to go pay hard-earned money to go see what is guaranteed to be just a complete shit show.
That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. That means we don't have to have a script, we don't have to have a schedule, we don't have to have a budget, nothing, no money. That's it. No pay. Just a golden opportunity to be in an independent film. That's perfect. Independent filmmakers. We're independent filmmakers. That's it. I'm calling right now.
All right, we'll get a little bit lighter because that one really pisses me off. But Bad Moms Christmas and Daddy's Home 2. Two sequels to the most mediocre, I'll be generous and say mediocre comedies. Who asked for these movies? Who was so enthralled with either of those originals that they said, we gotta have another 90 minutes of Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg being stepdads.
You don't want me to go to the bakery.
No,
Usually when you repeat what I said and you shake your head up and down, it really means you don't want me to do it.
I'm just thinking,
What?
maybe homemade?
No problem, Ratty. Homemade snickerdoodles come right up.
We're done with it. 90 minutes was generous. We don't need a whole nother 90 minutes to 2 hours or whatever the fuck it's going to be. We just don't need it. I understand that you're running out of ideas, but there's other ways to go about coming up with stories, and you don't have to do this every fucking year.
This is Sparta!
This one gets under my skin, and this one's probably going to make the most money out of anyone that I'm ranting about, and that's Geostorm. Do we need another one of these movies? They're kind of out of fashion. For a while there, sort of the end of the world stories were in fashion, but it's been a while, and I think there's a reason. I think audiences are kind of burned out on it. And again, the studios have this formula. It's not really a formula for success in the sense of, let's make this great movie that's going to really surprise everyone, make a lot of money, like Guardians of the Galaxy. No one expected that to make that much money in 2015. No one expected Fury Road to make the kind of money that it made. Those movies were big surprises. They made a lot of money because they were creative, they were original, they were done right. Studios rarely put those out. Now, yeah, those are two recent examples, but you get a couple of those a year. But you get way more of this junk. And again, Geostorm. Okay, let's put a B-list actor because he'll be cheap, but people will recognize him. Let's destroy some shit, and people will just put that in the trailer. Get someone that's written a script once or twice, and we're done. We got it. It's in the bank. Here's some money. Throw this money at special effects. Throw that money at marketing. Beep, beep, beep. Put it in the computer. Run some analytics on it. Boom. We got ourselves a movie that's gonna like make us a little bit of money. That's gonna kind of put us, over the top of what we need to make this year to be profitable. For audience goers, just boycott movies like this. Don't just go because it's a Friday night, you got a sitter or whatever, or you're going to go to the movies and you just want to see what's out and there's nothing really good out or you've seen stuff. Don't just go see Geostorm. You can have a much better night. Just do this. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put links in the description below of some of the best tornado footage and storm footage on YouTube. I'm going to put clips of Gerard Butler kicking ass, which I bet you he's not even kicking anybody's ass in Geostorm. I'm going to put clips of him kicking ass in the description below. Just watch those. I'm going to try to give you at least a good solid 30 minutes. Order a pizza. Spend what you would have spent on movie tickets on a decent pizza. Tip the guy well. You're out $20. You saved your money on the tickets. You saw Gerard Butler whooping ass, which is better than what you're going to get in Geostorm, and you got to see some real storm footage. Way better than... You probably won't be disappointed with that experience. You're going to be disappointed with Geostorm. It's not going to contribute to your life in any way. Fuck you, no one wants to see it. Obviously, look, obviously no one has to go see them. You just don't have to buy a ticket. And that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, don't fall into the trap of, let's just go to a movie and buy a ticket to these things. You're voting for this stuff every time you buy a ticket. Go see something else. Go see something better. If you do see any of these retroactively, let me know in the comments. I could be dead wrong about a couple of these, but I think I'm probably not. I think I went with some pretty safe bets here. So let me know what you think in the comments. Likes and subscribes are always appreciated. It's really helping me grow this channel. And as always, thanks for watching.